You're not living in a war zone, but why do you feel like you're dying every day? Your heart races, your hands are cold, sleep eludes you, your mind can't stay still. That's not you're just overthinking. That's anxiety. And it's the enemy hiding inside your own head. You could be out hanging with friends, you could be in bed, you could be scrolling your phone, but suddenly you can't breathe. Not because the world is in chaos, but because your brain has flipped on emergency sirens, even though there's no real danger, and this isn't your fault. Your alarm system is simply broken. In this video, I'll explain why anxiety can wreck our lives. Even when everything seems completely normal, you'll learn how the brain works, and why sometimes the most dangerous enemy lives inside our own minds. Okay, now imagine this. Our brain is like a home security system. Its main job, keep us safe. And this system has been around since the days of cavemen. Back then, if you saw a shadow in the bushes, your brain would instantly think, "Lion, run!" The reaction was quick, no overthinking. That's what we call fight or flight mode. The problem is, you're not living in the jungle anymore. You're in a tiny apartment, sipping coffee and stressing over bills or an unread text. But that alarm system, it's still the same. It can't tell the difference between a real lion and a WhatsApp notification. The result? You panic, you worry, you fear failure, even though there's no real threat in front of you. This is what makes anxiety the sneakiest enemy. It disguises itself as your survival instinct, but it's actually slowly killing you. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus once said, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." What does that mean? The problem isn't out in the world. It's in our heads. Anxiety doesn't arise because the world is evil. It arises because our brain scripts thoughts like, what could go wrong? What if I fail? What if people judge me? Modern psychology agrees. The brain isn't a truth-seeking tool. It's a threat-detecting tool. That's why you overthink, run through worst-case scenarios, even when reality isn't nearly that bad. This is where metacognition, awareness of your own thinking, comes in. The moment you catch yourself and think, "Oh, these are just thoughts, not reality," that's when anxiety starts to lose its grip. Because in the end, anxiety isn't a monster. It's just a projection. And projections can be changed. So here's the deal. Inside our brain, there's one small but noisy part, the amygdala. It's like your home alarm system. Its job is to detect danger, fast, reactive, and sometimes a false alarm. For example, you see a notification from your boss. Your heart races, your breathing shortens, your mind starts spinning. Is there a problem? Did I mess up? Even though the message just says, "Okay, noted." The thing is, the amygdala can't tell real threats from psychological ones. It only knows one thing: danger, be on alert, and worse. Once the amygdala flips the switch, it gathers evidence to validate that fear. That's why your thoughts hunt for everything that could go wrong, and that just makes your anxiety get worse. But don't worry, there's good news. In another part of your brain sits the prefrontal cortex. This is the part that thinks logically, provides context, and breaks the panic. The problem? When anxiety explodes, that prefrontal signal goes fuzzy. That's why we have to learn to take back control. Not to banish anxiety, but to lead our thoughts instead of being their slave. Anxiety doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean your brain is broken. And it doesn't mean your life is over. It's just a signal that your system needs recalibration. It needs retraining to tell the difference between real danger and the fears your mind invents. You don't have to fight anxiety like a flesh and blood enemy. What you need is to learn to sit with it, understand it, and then, bit by bit, become the leader of your own mind. Breathing exercises, journaling, meditation, therapy, they're not trivial. They're how you teach your brain to say, "I'm safe. I'm still in control." And one last thing. Don't wait for anxiety to disappear before you start living. Begin living right from within that anxiety itself. Because courage isn't about not feeling fear. It's about moving forward, even while the fear is still there. Thanks for watching all the way through. Before I sign off, I have a product you've probably been searching for. A Breaking Free from Mental Illness bundle. This digital package is crafted for anyone who wants to liberate themselves from the grip of overthinking, anxiety, and mental breakdown, deeply and thoroughly, from conscious thought down to the subconscious. Here's what you'll get. First, a reflective and transformative ebook. A written inner guidance companion that speaks directly to your deeper self, as if you're hearing from a wiser, stronger, more aware version of you. Written with a reflective approach, blending philosophy, neuroscience, and modern psychology, this ebook delivers 7 core keys to climb out of the abyss of mental chaos. Not just theory, but deep dive reflections to deconstruct and rebuild your mindset. Next, 7 brainboater audios paired with targeted affirmations, specially designed audio tracks using differentiated brainwave patterns, optimized for reprogramming the subconscious. Each track features structured affirmations, selected with scientifically backed wording that your subconscious can absorb effortlessly, so the change you need sinks in deeper and sticks. Ideal for listening as you drift off to sleep, the prime time for rewiring your brain. This program is perfect for you if you feel stuck in a loop of negative mental chatter, want to make peace with inner wounds and chaotic thoughts, are searching for a method that truly reaches your core. It's ready to reprogram how you think and penetrate to your brain's deepest roots. This isn't an instant fix, but it's the start of the journey back to your whole, authentic self. If you need it, the link's in the description or in the official account bio.